Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving deep into an absolute classic, a book that has shaped leaders and entrepreneurs for generations. Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. He spent decades talking to over 500 of the most successful people on the planet, all to find a single formula for achievement. So let's get into that formula.
So the whole thing kicked off with this incredible challenge. Andrew Carnegie, the steel tycoon, literally one of the richest men in history, he dared a young Napoleon Hill to dedicate his life, 20 years, to figuring out this secret formula for success, and then to just give it away to the world.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to break down the 6 key steps in this blueprint. We'll start with Carnegie's big secret, then talk about having a definite desire, building what he calls a mastermind group, making quick decisions, beating the 6 big fears, and finally, finding the real treasure that's already in your mind.
First up, we've got a little mystery. Hill mentions this secret to success over and over again in the book, like 100 times, but he never actually comes out and says what it is. See, he believed the secret is way more powerful when you discover it for yourself, once you're really ready for it. Now, let's be clear. This isn't some magic password or a simple life hack. It's a whole philosophy. It's about completely rewiring your brain so that your entire mindset it expects success, making it almost impossible to fail.
Okay, so where's the starting line for all this? Hill is crystal clear on this one. Every single great achievement starts with a burning, definite desire. And I'm not talking about a wish or a hope. We're talking a white-hot, all-consuming obsession.
And the story that just nails this idea is about a guy named Edwin C. Barnes. Now, he had 2 huge problems. 1, he was flat broke. And 2, he didn't even know his idol, the great Thomas Edison. For pretty much anyone else, that's where the dream would die. But Barnes didn't just have a wish, he had a definite desire.
So what does he do? He literally hops a freight train, shows up at Edison's office, and takes any job they'll give him, a really low-level one. And for 5 years, nothing. 5 years, you guys. He was doing unimportant work. But here's the key. In his mind, he was already Edison's partner. He was just waiting. So when an opportunity finally showed up with a new machine nobody believed in, Barnes was ready, and he pounced.
And check this out. These are Edison's own words. He said it wasn't about what Barnes looked like. It was about the fact that he could see Barnes had made up his mind and was going to stick around no matter what. The man literally thought his way into a partnership. Incredible.
Okay, so having that burning desire is the fuel in the tank, but you still need an engine to actually go anywhere. And Hill says nobody, and I mean nobody, achieves huge success all by themselves. You have to multiply your brain power.
He called this engine the mastermind principle. Now, the 2 most important words there are harmony and definite purpose. It's not just about a bunch of smart people in a room. It's about creating this third, invisible mind that's way more powerful than any one person, all focused on the same goal. And if you want a perfect real-world example, just look at Henry Ford. His biggest wins didn't happen when he was alone. They came after he formed this tight-knit group with other geniuses like Harvey Firestone and John Burroughs. It really boils down to this. You become like the people you hang out with. Their habits and their way of thinking, it rubs off on you.
All right, so you've got the desire. You've built your dream team. But none of that matters if you don't actually do anything. And the trigger for all action, according to Hill, is the habit of making fast, definite decisions.
Hill's research found this super simple but absolutely massive difference between people who make it and people who don't. Successful people make up their minds quickly and they change their minds very slowly. People who fail, they do the exact opposite. Indecision is a total success killer.
And if you want to talk about a high-stakes decision, well, it doesn't get much bigger than this. The signing of the Declaration of Independence. You had 56 men who made one single, unified decision, fully knowing that if things went south, they could be executed for it. That's the power of a definite decision.
In the business world, a single quick decision can create just insane amounts of value. This number right here, $600 million, is roughly the value that was created from just one idea that Charles M. Schwab pitched over dinner. A prompt decision was made and boom, the U.S. Steel Corporation was born.
But let's be real for a second. What's stopping most of us from making these bold decisions? What's holding us back? Well, Hill says it comes down to 6 basic fears that live inside our heads, and they are our worst enemies.
Hill called this the unholy trio. It all starts with that tiny seed of indecision. That little seed quickly grows into doubt. And then doubt and indecision mix together and blossom into full-blown fear,
which just paralyzes you.
And here they are, the 6 big chains that he says hold us all back. The fear of being poor, the fear of what other people will think, the fear of getting sick, the fear of losing someone's love, the fear of getting old, and of course, the fear of death. To win, Hill says you have to conquer these enemies inside you first.
So this all brings us to the core, the absolute heart of Think and Grow Rich. All these ideas, desire, the mastermind, decisions, beating fear, they all point to one single powerful truth.
And here it is, real, lasting riches. Whether that's money, relationships, or just happiness, they don't come from out there in the world. They start as a thought, a focused idea right inside your own mind. The only limit on what you can achieve is the limit you put on your own thinking. So as we wrap this up, the entire philosophy really leaves you with one big personal question. It's not about 1,000 different wishes. It's about one. What is the one definite desire that you are willing to stand by with total persistence, just like Edwin C. Barnes did, until it actually becomes your reality?